Hello everyone, this is Karen.
Oh, hi everybody, this is Shane.
Today we're looking at day 1 of staying squeaky clean with soap. I guess you didn't use soap today.
I always forget. Sorry.
Guess what I have?
Oh, soap!
Do you see? It's not a glue stick, it's not lip balm, but it's soap.
Wow, that's
Okay, you
so
should use it
convenient.
afterwards. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, the vocabulary words for today are stuff.
Stuff.
Gino has a lot of cool stuff.
Substance.
Substance.
The news report said that this brand of tea contains a dangerous substance.
Wool.
Wool.
It was hot in the room, so Meg took off her wool sweater.
Reserve.
Reserve.
We should reserve this wine for when we have guests.
Tax.
Tax.
The state we live in does not have a sales tax on shoes or clothing.
So do you mind if I use a little bit of this to wash myself up?
I think you would need water.
Oh, so you need, so this little bar, it's a soap.
It looks like a glue stick.
That's so cute.
And
So
yeah, it is.
if you go to a restroom and there's no soap, you can just use this. So convenient.
Exactly.
I'm going to buy one.
We want to keep our hands clean, right? Especially nowadays.
So soap, like they originally started using it like 3,000 years ago. But that was for washing wool.
That's right.
Not really for cleaning our bodies. So
when was it available for people?
it wasn't
When did we
really
start?
only until like the 2nd century. And
Even back then, it still wasn't very common for people to use soap to wash their body. And I remember in the 17th century, people began to use soap to bathe themselves. But usually, it was only for the rich because it was like a tax that you had to pay on the soap. So after that tax was removed in about 19th century, it became a little more common for other people.
it's so hard to imagine what
know.
people did before they could use soap to wash themselves.
I think
Everyone-
probably just with water, right?
Everyone would just be stinky all the time.
I know, and not just that, with all the bacteria and the virus and the disease, right?
That's right. All right, let's learn more about staying squeaky clean
Squeaky clean.
with soap.
All right, well, wash your hands.
Let me get that bar.
Okay, here.
Thanks.
Staying squeaky clean with soap. We use it every day. At your local supermarket, you can see shelves filled with the stuff. It's soap. But how did people start using soap, and how is it made?
Today's lesson is called Staying Squeaky Clean with Soap, Part 1. Hello, everyone.
Wow.
I am Jeff.
Those are some clean hands. Those are some squeaky clean hands.
Well, thank you. They're
have
squeaky
there.
clean. If I do rub them together, they kind of make a squeaky sound, and that's how I know they're clean.
Absolutely. We could just say staying clean with soap because, of course, soap helps us to clean ourselves and many other things. But when we say something is squeaky clean, it's almost like it makes that squeaky sound when you rub against it. It's just another way of saying it's very, very clean. So staying clean with soap. Okay, yes, we do.
Let's go ahead and let's talk about some soap.
All right.
We use it every day.
Yes, we do.
Hopefully.
True.
At your local supermarket, our article continues, you can see shelves filled with the stuff. And yes, we are talking about soap, but let's not let the cat out of the bag quite yet. Let's take a short break right now from reading and define the first vocabulary word of the day, the noun stuff. When you want to refer to something, okay, you can use this word stuff. Do you have to be clear about what you're talking about? Not really. The word stuff refers to pretty much anything. Like I could say, oh, my bag, I've got to clean it out. There's too much stuff in there. I could be talking about papers, books, pens, all of these things taken together. I could refer to this stuff as being stuff. One note, this word is non-count. You don't say, oh, I've got a lot of stuffs in my bag. That's not okay. For example, Gino has a lot of cool stuff.
So yes, we can see all sorts of stuff involving soap in the supermarkets. There's body soap, hair soap, kitchen soap, floor soap. All of this kind of stuff is used to clean stuff because it's soap, as the article says. It's soap. And then it asks this question as we reach our break, but how did people start using soap and how is it made? So now we get to the point of the whole article. What is soap? What is it made from? How is it made? And what is the history? We'll find out more after this break.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。今天的课文标题是 Staying squeaky clean with soap。其中这个复合形容词 squeaky clean 是用来强调非常干净的、一尘不染的。那么肥皂是我们每天都会用到的东西，在超市里面你可以看到货架上面放满了肥皂。那不晓得同学们有没有想过，以前的人们是怎么开始用肥皂的呢？那它又是怎么制造的呢？这2天的课程呢，就是要简单介绍肥皂的历史。那这边有一个单字 stuff， 它是指东西、物品，是不可数名词。介绍课文中。
Staying squeaky clean with soap. The origin of soap. The word soap comes from the Celtic word "sipo," which means fat, the substance that soap is made from. The oldest soap dates back to 3000 BC, when people in Mesopotamia used it for cleaning wool. Over the following centuries, soap continued to be used to clean everything but the human body.
Okay, everyone, let's talk again about soap. Right now, we're going to learn about the history of soap. Well, to be totally clear, we're going to be talking about the origin of soap right now.
All right, so the origin of soap, the history of soap, where soap comes from. It says the word soap comes from the Celtic word "sipo," which means fat, the substance that soap is made from.
Soap is made from fat?
Soap is made from fat. Isn't that incredible? And the word soap is an old Celtic word. This is a language that was spoken in the British Isles, Ireland, Scotland, places like that. Kind of a grandfather of English, but they had this word sipo, soap, very similar, and it referred to in their language fat. And yes, fat, as you mentioned, is quite a surprising substance to find out that soap is made from, because often we have greasy hands, which is often fat, and then we use soap to get rid of it. But anyways, there is this substance, fat, in soap. What is the word substance all about? Basically, a substance is some kind of material that you don't really know what it is, or it's not really important what it is. We often use these different substances to mix them together or combine them to make other things, all right? A plastic, for example, is a substance that is used in lots of different ways. It can be made hard or soft. It can be formed into different shapes with different colors. But this basic material, this basic thing that we use to make other things out of, we can often refer to it as a substance if we don't want to use the special word, the special name. For example, the news report said that this brand of tea contains a dangerous substance.
Oh no. Anyways, more on soap. Soap is not a dangerous substance.
No.
Go ahead and lather it on. You probably don't want to eat it, but soap, it's not dangerous. It's made from fat after all. Anyways, the oldest soap dates back to 3000 BC when people in Mesopotamia used it for cleaning wool. So there you go. Now, here we have this word wool. Okay, when we're talking about wool, we're talking about a material that is made from sheep's fur. You cut their fur off and you can turn that into material. You can turn that material into clothing and stuff like that. For example, it was hot in the room, so Meg took off her wool sweater. Yes, usually woolen clothes, okay? They're made into things like sweaters because wool can keep you very warm. Anyways, yeah, absolutely. Now, over the following centuries, the next sentence says, soap continued to be used to clean everything but the human body. So were people taking baths then? Not really. They were still just cleaning that wool with soap. Anyways, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a break. I don't think we'll be taking a bath during the break, but maybe humans will start to learn to take baths with soap soon.
那么首先来看肥皂的起源，肥皂的英文是 soap， 那这个字是源自于凯尔特语这个 SAIPO 这个字，意思是脂肪，也就是用来制造肥皂的物质。好，单字 substance 就表示物质。好，文中用到 Celtic 来形容凯尔特语的，那这个语言主要是在不列颠群岛上使用。Mike 老师刚刚说 British Isles 就是指不列颠群岛。好，那我们有说到制造肥皂的物质，就顺便来整理一下 be made of 跟 be made from 的用法比较。be made of 和 be made from 都是指由什么来制成，那不过两者表达的意义不同。首先 be made of 加名词是用来指说当成品它的本质没有变，你还可以看得出原料的时候。那么 be made from 加名词则是指说当制作过程中有发生化学变化，你从成品是看不出原料的。举例来说 The coffee table is made of wood 这张咖啡桌是木质的，你从外观就看得出来了。Paper is made from wood纸是由木材制成的，那你从纸已经看不出木材这个原料了。课文接着提到，最古老的肥皂可以追溯到西元前3000年，那么当时美索不达米亚人用它来清洁羊毛。接下来的几个世纪，人们也持续用肥皂来清洁人体之外的所有东西。Jeff 老师刚刚用到 lather 这个字 ，L-A-T-H-E-R。Lather 当名词可以指肥皂泡沫，那么当动词就是表达在什么什么上面来涂肥皂泡沫。这边还有一个单字是 wool，wool 它表示羊毛，是当不可数名词。那这个字也可以指羊毛织物。介绍课文中。
Staying squeaky clean with soap. Using soap to bathe. In the 2nd century, a Greek doctor named Galen wrote about the practice of using soap to clean the body. However, bathing with soap was still not common. It wasn't until the 17th century that soap was used for bathing in Europe, though it was a luxury reserved for the wealthy due to a tax on soap. In the 19th century, the removal of this tax made soap available to most people. As a result, cleanliness standards improved in many places.
So, 5,000 years ago, people started using soap. Were they using that soap to clean themselves? No, they weren't.
That's right. They were using it
gross.
to clean wool, which of course was useful, but why not clean yourself before you clean the hair you cut off the sheep? A good question. So let's read on to find out more about the history of soap. It says using soap to bathe. Ah, yes, finally, success. To bathe is to take a bath, or in other words, to wash yourself, to wash your body. In a bath, you could also bathe in a shower, I suppose.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, it's just washing your body as opposed to something else. So let's find out when people started to wash themselves with soap. It says in the 2nd century, so this would be like 100 to 200 AD, a Greek doctor named Galen wrote about the practice of using soap to clean the body.
That means that for about 3,000 years, people had soap, but they weren't cleaning themselves with it. That is gross.
Yeah.
Yes, it took until the 2nd century for people to start cleaning themselves with soap. And yeah, from that point forward, it caught on and everyone started using soap. No. However, it says bathing with soap was still not common.
It says it wasn't until the 17th century, that's the 1600s, that soap was used for bathing in Europe, though it was a luxury reserved for the wealthy due to a tax on soap. Wow, that's really interesting and weird. But okay, anyway, so people did eventually start to wash with soap in the 17th century, but it was a luxury, something that was expensive and only available to the rich. It was reserved for the wealthy because of a tax. When something is reserved, this verb means it's kind of held back. It's kept back a little bit. to protect it, to keep it for something. If you want to go to a restaurant that's very popular, you might call before, a few days before, to reserve a seat. They'll hold a seat for you, stop other people from using it, keep it back so that others might have it at a later time. That's what we do to reserve things. You can think about saving money as reserving some money to spend on a holiday next year or something like that. So you could use it, but you're keeping it back for some reason. For example, we should reserve this wine for when we have guests. This is a nice, expensive bottle of wine, so hold that back for a later time.
Save it for a special occasion.
Yeah.
Also, we have the word tax here. When we're talking about tax or taxes, we're talking about money that should go to the government. When you make money for doing a job, let's say, a portion of that money, you've got to give it to the government. Okay, that's considered tax. Now, sometimes when you sell something, that also has tax on it as well. That's money that's going to be added to the price of that thing, and that extra money, that's tax, it goes to the government. For example, the state we live in does not have a sales tax on shoes or clothing. Yay, no taxes. Now, in the 19th century, the removal of this tax made soap available to most people. It was now not as expensive as it was before. And as a result, cleanliness standards improved in many places, but not in France.
Wow.
People in France, they don't like to use soap.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They have all that great luxury perfume.
Oh, yeah, they just cover up the stink.
So there you
Like
go.
Elvis.
Finally, in the 1800s, people got clean and started to take baths. What a
Yay.
world. All right, that's it for today, but we'll be having a lot more interesting articles and discussion about soap tomorrow. So please wash up and then come back for that.
Use soap.
Yeah, or perfume if it's really nice.
Soap, please.
Yeah, use the soap first. Okay.
那到底人们是什么时候开始用肥皂洗澡的呢？课文写到说，在西元2世纪，有一位希腊医生写到用肥皂来清洁身体的做法。不过呢，用肥皂沐浴还是不常见的，一直要到17世纪的欧洲，肥皂才被用来沐浴。那不过因为有征收这个肥皂税的关系啊，那是专门给有钱人用的奢侈品。好，先来看单字 reserve。reserve 这个动词它表示保留、预留或是预约。那么 tax 表示税，要缴税的那个税。那这边还有3个重点。第一个，课文用到 It wasn't until the 17th century that 怎么样来表达说，一直到17世纪什么什么才怎么样。这个句子是用分列句来强调 not until 什么什么。我们来学这个用法。好，分列句的句型是 it is 或 it was 加强调的部分，加 that 再加句子的其他部分。那么分列句呢，就是把你原本句子要强调的部分摆在 it is 和 that 之间，或是 it was 和 that 之间。强调的部分可以是你原本句子的主词、受词、时间副词或是地方副词等等，然后再把句子里面其他部分摆到 that 之后。好，那么 not until 则是表达直到什么什么才怎么样。Not until 后面可以接名词或子句，那么以 not until 加名词或子句来当做你分列句强调的部分，这时候句型就变成 it is 或是 it was 加上 not until 名词或子句，再加 that 再加句子的其他部分。举例来说 I didn't hear about their breakup until yesterday。好，那我们把这个 not until yesterday 抽出来，把它摆在 it was 和 that 之间，句子就变成 It wasn't until yesterday that I heard about their breakup。直到昨天我才听说他们分手的事。第二个重点 ，the 加上形容词可以用来表达拥有某种特质的人，那必须把它视为复数，像 the wealthy 可以表达有钱人。The poor 表达穷人 ，the sick 表达病人等等。例如 ，She devoted herself to helping the poor。她致力于帮助贫困的人。第三个重点，片语介系词 due to 它表示因为由于，那么后面接名词或动名词来说明原因。例如 Their failure was partly due to bad luck。他们的失败有部分是因为运气不好。 好，那么同学们会觉得不用肥皂洗澡很恶心，会臭臭的吗？好，以前肥皂是奢侈品嘛，那幸好在19世纪这个肥皂税取消了，大部分的人都可以取得肥皂，所以很多地方的卫生标准都有所改善了。我们最后来补充一下，老师们用到 gross 就是形容令人恶心的，非常令人厌恶的，那它是拼作 gross gross， 还有用到 stink。stink 这个字当名词可以指臭味，也可以当动词来表达发出臭味。你在后面加上字尾 y 变成 stinky 就可以形容产生臭味的。好，那么以上节讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hello， 各位同学，大家好，我是季安老师。我们今天带大家看应答问题的附加问句的其他重点。我们来先听一个例题。
Jack will come with us to the birthday party, won't he?
A. I wish I could. B. His birthday is next week. C. It depends on his schedule.
Alright， 这一题呢 ，Jack will come with us to the birthday party。他会跟我们去参加这个庆生派对。猛he，你听，往上了，你就知道他在问这件事情会不会去做，所以你就听会不会去做的东西就好了。答案是最后一个 ，It depends on his schedule。OK， 好，这边 his birthday party 和 his birthday 这个边的跟 birthday 是相同的字啊，通常不是答案，所以只能 A 跟 C 而已啊。Jack will come with us to the birthday party, won't he？OK。It depends on the schedule. C 是 OK 的哈。好，那我们来看一下，在附加问句呢，答题的重点啊，就是我们在听的时候，后面这个你听到语气都会往上扬 ，Wasn't he? Isn't he? Didn't they? Didn't? Hasn't he? Hasn't he? 往上扬的时候，你就知道哦，它是一个问句，而且它问的东西是非问句啊。它问的东西是什么？就是前面这个 Smartphone case was damaged 已经坏掉了，对不对 ？Late for work every day 每天都迟到，是不是 ？They order some furniture 有吗？哈，有没有 order some furniture？ 有没有去订一些家具来？Mr. Haruki has finished the assignment 工作做完了，是不是 ？OK， 好，所以呢，听力的重点在于什么？这个动词 ，OK， 这个东西动词为什么要听？注意听动词，因为呢，你要听出它的时态哦。很多时候呢，回答你会觉得，这个东西可以选你，意思好像是对的，但是它就错在时态，时态是错的，那其他也都不用讲了，就是错了错一点点就算全错。再来，时态跟主词会在这个附加问句里面去出现所以呢 ，didn't they 你就知道说，这个主词是 they，OK， 所以他问的是他们有没有做这件事情。还有嘞，时态这个是过去式 ，OK， 所以他回答的时候也是要跟过去式相关的嘛，你不能突然来一个未来式这样就会跟这个回答是不符的。Alright， 那我们来听一下例题咯。
You're leaving your job at the end of the month, aren't you?
A. No, I am not allowed to leave until 6 p.m. every day. B. Yes, I'd be happy to help you update your resume. C. Yes, because I'm going back to college.
Right， 如果呢你刚刚在听的时候呢有听清楚他要问的东西到底是什么，这一题呢就不会答错了。我们再听一下他。
You're leaving your job at the end of the month, aren't you?
You're leaving your job at the end of the month. 月底要离职，对不对 ？Aren't you？ 就是他是不是要离职了？
A.
你要不要离职
No, I'm not allowed to leave until 6 p.m. every day.
每天6点这个就是无关的，是不是
B. Yes, I'd be happy to help you update your resume.
他用 yes no 回答，但后面什么 update your resume 没有讲到这个问题的重点，对不对
C. Yes, because I'm going back to college.
所以第三个就是答案了。Yes, because I'm going back to college. 我要回去念书了。I'm going back to college. Alright， 那其他的话都是错的Update your resume 这个字一定要会就是履历表、履历。OK， 好，那我们再听第二题。
Devon won't be running the meeting again, will he?
A. Yes, he goes jogging every morning. B. No, he did a horrible job last time. C. He promised to arrive on time.
Alright， 所以呢这一题答案是中间这一个我们看一下 ，Won't be running the meeting again, will he？ 他不会再开会的，对不对？不会再主持这个会议的，是不是？所以答案是 B He did a horrible job last time. OK， 那 A 呢没有回答到因为这个 running 跟 jogging 是 类似这个同义词啊，然后是来乱的 ，OK？ 好，那 C he promised to arrive on time， 好像没有讲到这个重点，而且呢这边 Will he 他是不是不会以后不会了？那这边 No he did a horrible job last time， 上一次很糟糕，所以这以后应该就不会再找他了。好的，以上是我们今天的课程内容，我是季安老师，我们下堂课见，拜拜。
See you next time.